This is unlike anything you have ever seen before. Mountains of stone float in the air, tethered together by huge strands of webbing. Yet these are not barren rocks. You can see signs of life clinging to them. A voice in the distance calls to you.
Take heed, friend.
You're a stranger here, I'm thinking. What brings ye into the demon web? Ye must have come through the rift that she made. The rift to the other world. Perhaps ye have come to mend it. 'Tis no small task. I can aid ye in all this, but it will not be easy. Come with me. We are in the realm of the vile goddess Lolth. She and her sister, the Spinner of Shadows, are the source of thy current troubles. 'Twas only possible for me to come here because Lolth let her guard slip when the rift opened, and I cannot easily leave the demon web until she slips again. This rift...
The demon web sprawls out before you. Somewhere in this chaotic maze lies the path to the place Elminster called Eveningstar.
Closer to my home, Lolth now wages war on the kingdom of Cormier in a little village named Eveningstar. This rift and that war are bound together in her plan, and so are you, I suspect. Hark! I sense that she has dropped her guard again, occupied with her sister most like. I must leave while I can. Find thy way to Eveningstar. I will meet ye there. 'Tis a dangerous journey, but you seem to be accustomed to dangerous journeys.
Elminster departs. The hunched creatures ahead make some strange and disgusting sounds as they root through your bones. They produce even more disgusting smells. The Spinner of Shadow looms in the distance. What will she do now that she is free from her prison in Khyber? Only the strong survive in the demon web. These creatures were not strong. Far away in the center of the demon web is a vast structure that can only be Lolth's lair. In the distance, the Spinner of Shadows scuttles along the demon web, intent on some errand of her own. A spider hatchery lies empty. The brood it bore has already consumed the weak and the slow. Fragments of long-forgotten worlds lie ensnared in Loth's web. This will be the fate of Everon unless you find a way to repair the rift that is slowly consuming your home. On a distant shard of the demon web, Loth greets the spinner of shadows.
It is time, my sister. The dragon shards are in place, so let us begin the ritual. I promise you power beyond imagining. Now join me, sister. Let go of your physical form and join me. Become greater than you ever were. Become one with Loth!
Loth vanishes with a piercing burst of magical energy, and for an instant you stand transfixed by the strange scene. Then a sudden onslaught of the Spider Queen's servants snaps you back to the situation at hand. Ahead lies a glimmering magical portal. You have no way of knowing what strange new world it leads to, but at least it will take you away from the demon web. You find yourself in a vast cavern of stone deep below the surface. If you are to find Elminster, you must first make your escape from the vastness of the Underdark. The sound of battle has alerted another colony of deadly spiders.
You fought and you bled, but at least you're not dead.
You have stumbled into a group of heavily armed drow. They don't look anything like the drow you've encountered back on Eberron. And they also don't look pleased to see you. Three drow scouts are talking on the ledge above. Perhaps they can lead you up to the surface. A magical portal lies ahead. If the scouts are right, it will take you closer to the surface. The drow patrol you saw before is taking a break on the other side of the ravine ahead. Above, a strange creature spots you.
Surface dwellers down here?
It snaps.
The slavers are growing careless. I shall have to clean up after them.
Two spiders stand guard in front of the gate, almost as if they had been ordered to do so. Once again, you see the now familiar sight of the drow surface patrol. A small but well-guarded drow outpost lies up ahead. These drow fought with military precision unheard of on Sindric. Even so, the defender of the outpost is finally dead. You may freely pass through its portal and learn what lies beyond. A fresh breeze blows down from the leader of the drow, turns to confront you.
More bother for the slaves. Seize them!
No mercy, no anger. Focus.
The villagers in the cage anxiously point to a large lever near the door. A voice from inside the cage calls to you.
Thank the gods, I'd almost given up hope. But where did you come from?
Don't get weighed down. Fast legs feed the wolf, not a full backpack.
The people here know the name of Elminster, the wizard who braved the demon web. Some call him the Sage of Shadowdale, others the Great Oversorcerer. If anyone can fathom Lolth's plans, Elminster will.
We both know this will end in violence. Ready, soldier?
I've been chosen of Mystra for many a lifetime. Now I have chosen ye to help preserve Mistra's memory, and all of Faerun. I feel we both search for the thread of the weave. If I am such a mighty mage as some say, what need have I of help? Well, even the powerful cannot do all things in all places at once, and ye should not undervalue thy own power and worth.
The Midler farmhouse has seen better days. In the middle of the room, a drow priestess stands menacingly over. Where is it? The priestess demands. Do not play games, fool. In pain as the magic takes effect. The priestess's wounds vanish, fresh health glowing on her face. With that, the priestess is gone. Her words ring in your ears. If I see you again, I will sacrifice every last hostage. Stealth will be required if you wish to avoid more innocent bloodshed. You have caught the priestess's eye. Not stop until you have defeated or fled to the entryway. A tortured cry echoes through the farmhouse. The hostages must be sacrificed. And sacrifice. But she was not the last drow priestess, and these were not the last innocents to be lost.
The realm of Cormyr is known by some as the Forest Kingdom. Others call it the Land of the Purple Dragon. 'Tis after an old tale of a black dragon so old his scales had washed plumb, whom Cormyr vanquished with arrows, order, and cunning. It is not true that I always see the future. I look at life's vast tapestry and try to see the gaps where threads are missing. I do not always find them.
The abandoned village is very quiet. Even the air is still. A lone drow seems uninterested by your presence. He makes no move to attack or approach. The drow have ravaged the village cemetery. The drow are pillaging this village for more than just supplies. You must not. The drow necromancer is raising the dead. Not even death. The wealthiest villagers, both here and in Eveningstar, are buried in this section of the graveyard. It's sad that many nights are laid to rest here. A dark incanter has been eliminated. Crush the rest, and let the dead rest in peace. Trees have been uprooted in this area. The drow have dug deep to find as many bodies as they could. Another encounter has been defeated. The drow necromancers have been repelled. The dead can rest once more. Eveningstar will want word of these ill tidings indeed.
I've done my part. Get out there and finish the job,
Power
soldier.
corrupts, but absolute power sure tastes sweet, doesn't it?
I've seen many a threat fall before the will of those strong enough to face it, and I've seen many a new threat rise from the ashes of the old. Some call it a balance, a scale that tips back and forth. Pah! 'Tis more like weeds in a garden. They'll grow to choke all unless ye make an honest effort to keep them at bay.
This temple has not been used for worship since the goddess Mystra vanished years ago. Yet fresh footprints in the dust show that there are humans here, and a drow slaver controlling them. The cowardly slaver hides while his unfortunate minions fight you. The drow calls out to you. They were examining a satchel before you interrupted. Maybe it has clues to Anna's whereabouts. You've begun to make a dent against the suffering the drow have caused. And this is Anna's backpack. She's definitely been through here. As you search through it, another drow slaver and his minions arrive.
Did you kill my companion? Good. I'll claim his slaves for myself.
There are muffled voices beyond the door. Whatever this temple once was, the drow are now using it to corral their captives, people taken from Eveningstar. The holding pins in this room look like recent. A drow is ransacking through the scrolls here, searching for something.
Even though the goddess Lucifer is long gone, her scrolls are still protected from the ravages of time. They contain power.
So this isn't just a slaver camp. The drow are plundering this temple for Mistress' secrets. They're looking for this thread of the weave. The drow have installed a complex series of gates to guarantee that their newly captured slaves cannot escape. A drow voice echoes down from the chamber ahead.
Girl, what is the nature of your magic? What is Elminster's plan? Where is the thread of the weave? Speak!
There's Anna, but you may...
No more of your tricks! Now tell me, how did you cast that magic? That was no ordinary spell!
I don't know. It just happened.
No matter. You and your magic belong to me, slave. Now use it to kill these intruders. No doubt they think I haven't noticed them skulking around.
No. What am I doing? I can't stop myself.
And now that she's no longer forced to attack you, Anna looks both relieved and dismayed. She timidly asks you,
Please, get this collar off of me.
Anna's newfound power shatters the drow barrier with almost effortless ease. But the remaining drow in the temple aren't going to just let her leave. Unexplained magic or not, Anna will need a way to get out.
You've seen Turin? And Cornwall? I hope they're all right. Stupid Turin. If we hadn't listened to him, we'd never have come here, never have been ambushed, and I'd never have known I had this...
This was once the Grand Cathedral of Mistress Temple, where throngs of worshippers sang praises of the goddess of magic. Now the goddess is gone, the temple slipped to ruin. Though the goddess of magic vanished long ago, Mistress' altar here still remains. Odd. It looks like there's something strange about the wall behind the altar.
It's brave of you to stay so close. This magic could misfire. It might kill you, like the drow who ambushed us. Do you think Elminster might help me control it? I'll be sure to ask him, if we make it out of here. Turin thought we might find the thread of the weave here, whatever it is. All we found were more drow. If it were here, they'd have found it and left. I'm afraid... Another rest shrine. If we get separated, let's meet back here. You know, I'm scared to go home now. With these powers, what if I hurt my friend? What if I kill Turin? And if I...
Another drow magical barrier. Anna should be able to make quick work of it.
I've done my part. Get out
At the
there
back
and
of the ruined
finish the
banquet
job,
hall
soldier.
stands a strange creature. A barrier appears in front of the Drider.
You've done some serious damage to my slave operation here.
He says.
Fortunately, I have plenty of slaves. What otherwise? A few more.
rider comes after you himself.
Puny grub! Your very existence is an insult to Lo.
Anna thanks you once again.
I can make it back to Eveningstar now that you've taken care of the drow. I'll tell Elminster about my new abilities. I'm sure he can help me.
Dusk has long since faded into night, but there is still no sign of the drow. Tension grows as the villagers anxiously... The fence collapses with a crash. The only way to protect Eveningstar is to destroy the drow forces before they have a chance to regroup. Secure the bright glow of the bonfire. This once prosperous neighborhood at the foot of the Temple of Amonato has turned to charred rubble by the drow's attack.
Decree that we take this sunlighted place. And I will see that we do.
Is now secure.
Very spirited. You'll make a fine addition. I had a slave collar picked out just for you.
The granary area is now secure. This farmstead used to belong to one of Eveningstar's oldest families. Now the Drow use it for their own dark purposes.
Catching up with some old acquaintances? You know, I asked the soldiers not to damage my specimens too much. I like them to be recognizable when I bring them back.
Marlin's farmstead is now secure. You've secured most of the village from Drow patrols. Now it's time to find their field headquarters and destroy it.
Rest up. There's a lot we still have to do.
A huge, horrific creature looms in the distance. A mocking drow voice calls down from atop it.
Do you really think one insignificant village can stand against Lord Fire? She will take what she wants and leave nothing but corpses behind.
With their warriors slain and their field headquarters destroyed, the Drow's ability to strike Eveningstar has been severely crippled. The village is safe for now, though Cormier will never be entirely safe while Loth schemes against it.
I've done my part. Get out there and finish the job,
power
soldier.
corrupts,
But absolute power sure tastes sweet, doesn't it?
After a surprisingly long climb down the well, you find yourself in a cavernous expanse. You can see that the well water is fed by a fetid underground stream. The source of the poisoned water lies above and beyond this waterfall. You will need to find a way up. The cavern ahead looks different. You must be close to the surface once again. Sounds of chanting hissing come from around the bend. A Yuan-Ti priestess has raised a magical barrier, preventing you from passing further. Yuan-Ti appear, emerging from impossibly tight crests in the air. Dies, the magical barrier blocking your way dissipates. Something seems wrong with the Dryad's cave. Another barrier can be seen up ahead. The Yuan-Ti have gone to great pains to keep intruders out.
I've done my part.
You
Get out there
find
and
yet
finish
another
the job,
Yuan-Ti
soldier.
barrier. You must be on the right track. An acrid, sickly scent assails you. The source of the poison water must be close. A large green dragon has made this cavern his lair. That must be the source of the Yuan-Ti's poison. The great beast looks at you and speaks.
The little ones promised wealth for this, but they said nothing of sending meals. I graciously accept. There's no need to rush. You know I'm always told not to play with my food. Let's make an exception. You're testing my patience, small one. I will melt the flesh from your bones. This cannot be. Too close to mere snacks.
I've done my part. Get out there and finish the job, soldier. All power corrupts, but absolute power sure tastes sweet.
I've fought to protect all that is good for many lifetimes. 'Tis the power of Mystra that makes it so. I have seen such changes in these realms. Changes beyond thy imagining.
We both know this will end in violence. Ready, soldier?
The Drow have fought with mithril and magic to keep you away from this portal gate, but they have failed. Through it, you can strike directly at the evil city of Shindelrin. The chasm ahead drops deeper and deeper into the Underdark, down into places that even the Drow fear to tread. Falling into it, dominating the center of Shindelrin, is an immense ziggurat. This is one of the gateways for which Shindelrin has become known as the City of Portals. It leads to the furthest reaches of the Underdark, the surface realms, and beyond. The Drow regularly use such portals, returning with plunder and slaves.
No mercy, no anger. Focus.
The Drow have fought with mithril and magic to keep you away from this portal gate, but they have failed. Through it, you can strike directly at the evil city of Shindelrin. Long ago, the Drow of Shindelrin used this portal to invade and destroy Riz Malag, turning it into the ruins you see around you. Now that you've found this portal, you may use it to travel to other portals in the Underdark. Cheers and catcalls echo dimly off the cavern walls. The sound.
What is the password?
These evil creatures must assume you're here by invitation, that you're as evil as they. It may not yet be time to break that misconception. The tentacle-faced creature has laid out its scheme. If you can stealthily take Rytez's amulet, he'll be vulnerable to mental attacks. The Mind Blank amulet is on the pedestal. You just need to take it, without being... You're clear of Ritus' chamber. You've fulfilled your part of the bargain. Now the Illithid owes you your promised reward. Voltaine has offered you a reward if you appease his anger at Zeslin Cave-Orim by slaying her. Dead, perhaps a replacement will be more amenable to taking Voltaine's wages. This is the place you've been searching for. How many Purple Dragon Knights have met their end here? For you found the Purple Dragon Knights at last. They are being held in the cage, suspended over the arena. This does not look... There doesn't appear to be a way to release the knights, but the drow in charge, the Cave-Orim frowns.
There is no profit in
Feral sighs.
How unreasonable. Well, at least it will amuse me to watch you die down in the pit.
Another target down. On to the next.
Cave-Orim shouts out to you and the crowd.
Well done. But we didn't come here to see the death of unthinking animals, now did we? It's time for some thinking, feeling gladiators. So we can see the horror on their faces as they die.
Cave-Orim applauds your further victories.
Perhaps those you untamed are not all that thinking after all. Competing next.
Rather than attacking, Voltaine grins when he sees you. Friend, why fight each other? Let us combine our forces and save cold death. Feral continues to address the audience.
My dear guests, now that we've whetted our taste for blood, it's time for the main course. Arriving in the arena now is the top contender to be our new champion, the Deadly Drider, Whitehead! How disappointing. Well, we can solve the problem of these surface dwellers' continued failure to die. My dear audience, I give you the reigning champion of the arena, Pressentor!
The mission is going well.
Your victims.
So much blood and carnage. Very nicely done. So much noise and but the worms. I'm afraid they're being squeezed.
Is attacking where the spectator stands. Those faced with the worm cheer in this push.
Not a full backpack.
Another stand collapsed. Worm assault. More spectators fall.
Doesn't matter. I'll rebuild it and breed more worms. With Earthcarver in my grasp, I'm invincible!
That giant worm, that enormous worm again. It doesn't look like there's a way out. You've been swallowed. You're still alive for the moment, but it's only a matter of time until you're digested. Unless you find a way out. Ahead, acidic fluids digest the worms. This is a piece of that worm-slaying weapon that K4M was using. It must have shattered when he was swallowed. If you found and reassembled the pieces, you could use them even when shattered into pieces. Still, the worm's anatomy opens to let you through. Deeper into its digestive tract. Digestive slimes. Slaying them with the Earthcarver shard will also fuel its protective magic.
Well done!
It's some kind of buildup of digestive phlegm. It's enveloped another Earthcarver shard. These shards glow with power when they come near each other. If you found the remaining shard, this section of intestine is infested by some kind of parasites. They probably feed on whatever the worm hasn't digested. Your death blow smashes the parasite into pieces. Something it had swallowed glimmers as the rest of its remains do. You have nearly enough shards to reassemble the weapon. It looks like it's Feral K4M. He still lives. Has the last shard in your hand. Mastermind is dead at last. Other Cormyrian captives will be spared the fate of becoming finally. Earthcarver is in your grasp. Now you just... Oh no! All the freshly killed humans can start with the worm's digestive system. This place is flooding with stomach acid. Solid ground, of a sort. Now that you have some footing, here's your chance to use Earthcarver to get out of here undigested.
I've done my part. Get out there and finish the job, soldier.
You spill out of the worm, trailing slime and guts. The hole you left is the grievous injury you dealt to the ancient worm finally catch up with it, and it collapses in a round, shaking tumble. The passage behind it is now open. This is one of the gateways for which Shindelrun has become known as the City of Portals. It leads to the furthest reaches of the Underdark, the surface realms, and beyond. The guardhouse ahead leads into a portion of the city dominated by House Sin. This grand courtyard serves as the entry point for the sprawling House Sin compound. If your sources are correct, the laboratory with the flash stones should be through the open doorway to the west. An eerie green light pulses from one corner of this arcane laboratory. You have found a box of flash stones. Use them to destroy necromantic goblins. The unexpected glare of torches lights the room. No doubt this is where the house-sinned wizards study the scrolls they have plundered from the surface. A powerful explosion destroys the library's archive, leaving the stone floor scorched. The drone of chanting pulses from the vast chamber ahead. From what you've seen so far, surely some sort of unspeakable ritual must be underway. The guards watching the ritual chamber make no attempt to stop your arrival. Taking his mad dream with him. House Dim's position will be much weaker now that they've been deprived of their best weapons.
Your companion died well.
The remaining dead crumble to dust as the ritual chamber burns. The portcullis blocking this gateway is locked and barred. No amount of roguish ingenuity will open it, but perhaps a mechanism on the other side can unblock this path. This is one of the gateways for which Schindlerin has become known as the City of Portals. It leads to through the bars of this portcullis shines the dim glow of House Undone. The illusion spell does its work. The Dunro Bar guards hardly blink as you walk by. You are no more than alone. The courtyard of House Dunro Bar opens up before you. The sounds of practicing warriors drift up from below.
I've done
The
my
passages
part.
of Dunro Bar
Get
are
out
quiet
there and
spare,
finish the job,
a
soldier.
testament to the martial discipline of the house. Blade masters and yearling students alike dine elbow to elbow in the halls of this populous martial house. The personal quarters of Dunro Bar's martial leaders boast vaulted ceilings and imposing pillars. Beyond them are the matron's chambers. You spy a weapons rack by one door that must belong to the High Battlemaster himself. Battlemaster Templin's prized blades are ruined. All that remains is to make the fact known in as public a way as possible. This bell is used to summon all House Dunro Bar for demonstrations, tests, and ceremonies. The bell reverberates in the courtyard and throughout every corner of the Dunro Bar compound. Suddenly, an angry voice booms from up above. lies dead. Who will believe this was the work of a mere servant? One or another drow house will be blamed, and their alliance will crumble, just like the Weapon Master's blade.
If your house's wizards are not up to the task, say the word, and ours will provide assistance.
The chasm ahead drops deeper and deeper into the Underdark, down into places that even the drow fear to tread. Unlike the other noble houses, House Avathul resides away from the central ziggurat and close to its merchandise. You find yourself in the Avathul slave pens. Due to the illusion spell, you appear to be just one more harmless captive, waiting to be bound and forced into service. The last of the captives have been freed, and a full riot is underway. Time to search for a way as a guard captain investigates the racket.
What's going on here? Who let these captives out? Get back in your cages now!
The slave pen yards lead down into the main slave quarters. You will only find collared, obedient slaves in here.
I've done my part. Get out there and
The
finish
slaves
the
in the
job,
sleeping
soldier.
quarters are unattended by slave master or guard. Their collars ensure absolute obedience. In the workroom, slaves labor over jobs beneath their drow masters. The slave master quickly calls out,
A revolt!
An exasperated voice comes with the sound of an opening door.
What? These collars are supposed to be infallible!
Slaves stand beside large looms of spider silk, weaving fine garments for noble drow. The slave master takes quick note of your bare neck. The sound of skittering marks the next room as House Avathul's silk farm. Slaves that have outlived their usefulness feed the spiders here. In the kitchens, slaves cook and clean under a slave master's watchful eye. The slave master looks you over. The slaves are free of their master's control for now. It is time to face the heart of Avathul's power, the slave breaker. An authoritative voice can be heard down the hall.
Clean that up, slaves. I don't care if your fingers are bleeding. Your miserable lives mean nothing. New captives await. Who are you? Couldn't wait to give yourself to House. What are you waiting for? Slaves, get them! You think you can escape us? Not simply walk out of shit. Run if you can, slave. House Avathul will find you.
With Avathul's slaves in open revolt and their slave-making apparatus in shambles, the Great House will be pulling their support from the others and focusing on their own problems.